Every morning, before the sun rose, Leo woke up. He lived in a small apartment with his mother. It was quiet there, too quiet sometimes. His mother worked long hours, and the apartment felt empty when she left. Leo was a shy boy. He did not speak much in school. He did not laugh loudly like the other children. But he had one thing he loved, one thing that made him feel calm and safe. The park near his apartment. Every morning, he took a small bag of crumbs from the kitchen, pieces of bread, small seeds, anything the birds might like. Then he walked slowly to the park. The streets were still dark, and the world seemed asleep. The air smelled of wet earth, and the wind was soft and cold. At the park, the trees stood tall and silent. Leo found the same spot every day, near an old wooden bench. He would sit down, empty the crumbs on the ground, and wait. At first, nothing happened. The park was quiet, only the sound of leaves moving and the occasional crow calling from above. But slowly, small birds began to notice, a sparrow first, then two more, and soon they gathered around him. Leo's face would light up. He whispered softly, "Here, little ones, come on." His hands moved slowly, sprinkling the crumbs in a careful, gentle way. He never wanted to scare them. The birds trusted him. They would hop closer, peck at the crumbs, and chirp softly. Leo watched them with wide eyes. Sometimes he laughed quietly to himself. Sometimes he felt tears rise, but he did not mind. This small moment, this small act of kindness made him feel alive. Other children played in the park later in the morning, running and shouting, but Leo stayed in his quiet corner. The birds were his friends. They did not ask questions. They did not laugh at him. They just came, day after day. One morning, as he sat feeding the birds, a small girl approached. She had bright eyes and red shoes, and she carried a small basket. "What are you doing?" she asked. Leo looked up slowly. "Feeding them," he said softly. "Can I help?" she asked. Leo hesitated. He had never shared this moment with anyone before. But something in her eyes felt kind. He nodded, "Yes." She sat down next to him and poured a few seeds on the ground. The birds paused, then hopped toward the new crumbs. Leo smiled. "You have to be gentle," he whispered. She nodded seriously. "I will," she said. That day, the two of them fed the birds together. They did not speak much. Words were not needed. The quiet act itself was enough. And for the first time, Leo felt less alone. Days passed. The girl came again, and again. Every morning they met in the park. Sometimes she brought apples, sometimes sunflower seeds. Leo taught her how to sprinkle them slowly. She taught him how to laugh quietly at the birds when they hopped too fast or too close. Leo began to notice other things too. The sun rising over the trees, the gentle movement of branches, the soft songs of the birds, each one different. He listened. He watched. He felt. It was not just the birds that came to him. It was the feeling of being needed, of being seen, of sharing something small but meaningful. One day, as they fed the birds, Leo's mother came to the park. She had never come before. She watched quietly from the edge of the path. She saw Leo smiling, laughing softly, sitting in the sunlight with his new friend. Her heart lifted. She had worried so much about him. She did not know he could find happiness in such a quiet way. She approached slowly. "Leo?" she said softly. Leo looked up, startled. "Mom," he said. She smiled. "I see you found something you love," she said, "and someone to share it with." Leo nodded. He looked at the girl beside him, and she smiled back. From that day, the park became a little brighter for him, not because the sun rose higher or because the trees were taller, but because he knew that even in quietness, even in small acts, there was connection, there was warmth, there was friendship. Every morning, Leo woke with a smile. He filled his bag with crumbs. He walked to the park. The birds came. The girl came. Sometimes other children came too. And slowly, day by day, Leo learned something important. That happiness did not always have to be loud. It did not always need games or noise or attention. Sometimes it could be soft, gentle, small, and it could grow, just like the birds who returned to him every day, trusting, faithful, and true. Even in a quiet boy's life, there could be joy. Even in a small corner of a park, hearts could meet, and even the smallest act of kindness could change everything.